You don't notice it at first, but your home is quietly taking money from you every single day. A few dollars here, a few there, groceries, medicine, small things you buy again and again. Doesn't feel like much, until one day it does. Now imagine this instead. What if some of that money stayed with you? What if a few simple plants could quietly give back what you've been losing? Take aloe vera. It just sits there, simple, silent. But the next time you get a burn or dry skin, you don't rush to the store. You already have what you need. And in that small moment, you save. Then there's mint. You've bought it so many times you've lost count. But once you grow it, it doesn't stop. It spreads, it grows, it keeps giving. And slowly those small costs begin to disappear. But here's the one most people ignore, the curry leaf plant. You use it often, yet you keep buying it again and again. One plant could have ended that cycle completely, and that's the truth most people miss. Saving money isn't always about cutting back. Sometimes it's about growing something that gives back every single day. I didn't always think about this. For a long time, I kept spending on small things without questioning it. Mint, curry leaves, even basic remedies. I just bought them again and again. It felt normal until I noticed how often I was doing it. One day I decided to try something simple. I planted mint in a small pot. At first, it didn't feel like a big change, but within weeks, it kept growing faster than I expected. I stopped buying it completely. That's when it hit me. It wasn't just about mint. It was about how many things I was used to buying without thinking. Later, I added aloe vera and curry leaves. Slowly, I started depending less on quick store trips. There was something satisfying about stepping outside and picking what I needed. It changed how I see money, not in a big dramatic way, but in small, quiet moments. Now I feel more in control. Less waste, less spending, and more connection to what I use every day. And honestly, once you experience that, it's hard to go back. 1. Aloe vera, your free medicine cabinet. Why do people still buy expensive creams? Let's start with aloe vera, because this one changed things for me faster than I expected. I used to ignore it. It just looked like a simple plant sitting in a corner. Nothing special. But one day I got a small burn while cooking. Normally I would have gone out and bought a cream. Instead, I cut a small piece from the plant. That cool gel, it worked instantly. No cost, no effort, just something I already had. After that, I started using it more. Dry skin, small cuts, even after being out in the sun. Every time I used it, I skipped buying something from the store. And it made me think, how many times had I spent money on things I could grow myself? The best part is, aloe vera doesn't ask for much. You don't need to water it every day. You don't need a big space. It just grows quietly, waiting until you need it. There's something comforting about that, knowing that help is right there without spending anything. And over time, those small moments add up. One less purchase, one less trip, one more reason to rely on what you already have. It may look like just a plant, but it slowly changes the way you think about spending. Number 2, mint, the plant that keeps giving. Why do stores overcharge for something so easy? Now let's talk about mint, the plant I used to waste money on without even realizing it. I can't even count how many times I bought mint from the store. It always came in small bundles, and half of it would go bad before I used it. It felt like a small expense, but it kept repeating, week after week. Then I planted it once, just once, and that's when everything changed. Mint doesn't just grow, it spreads fast. Within days, I had more than I needed. Within weeks, I stopped buying it completely. Now, whenever I need it, I just step outside, fresh, clean, and always available. There's something satisfying about that moment. No rushing, no spending, no waste. It also made me more mindful. I started using only what I needed. Nothing got thrown away anymore. And slowly I realized, this is how small savings begin. Not from one big change, but from simple habits like this. Mint taught me something important. Some things we keep buying are actually the easiest to grow. And once you see that, you start looking at everything differently. Number 3, curry leaf plant, the hidden money saver, most ignored. Why do people keep buying this weekly? But the plant that surprised me the most was the curry leaf plant. I used it all the time. Almost every week I would buy a small bunch without thinking. It was cheap, so I never questioned it, but it never lasted long. And then I'd buy it again. That cycle kept repeating until one day I decided to grow it myself. At first it grew slowly. I almost lost patience, but then over time it became steady. Now it's always there. Every time I cook, I just take what I need. No more last-minute store runs, no more forgetting to buy it. And strangely, it made cooking feel more personal, more connected. It's not just about saving money, it's about breaking a habit you didn't even notice before. Most people ignore this plant, I did too. But once you grow it, you realize how much you were spending without thinking. And that's the real shift. Not just saving money, but becoming aware of where it was quietly slipping away. Number 4, snake plant, the silent air cleaner. Can a plant actually lower your bills? Then came the snake plant, and this one felt different. It doesn't give you something you can hold or eat. At first, I didn't even understand its value. It just sat there, quiet, still. But over time, I started noticing small changes. The air in my room felt fresher. I slept a little better, woke up a little clearer. It's hard to explain, but it felt like the space itself improved. Before this, I used to rely on fans, open windows, sometimes even thinking about air purifiers. All of that costs money, directly or indirectly. But this plant, it just exists and helps in its own quiet way. And that made me realize something deeper. Not all savings are visible right away. Some come from feeling better, from needing less, from creating a space that supports you without constant spending. The snake plant taught me patience. It doesn't demand attention, it doesn't rush results, but it still gives back. And sometimes, the best investments are the ones that work silently, improving your life in ways you don't immediately measure. Number 5. Green onions. Endless regrowth hack. Why throw away what can regrow? Green onions were probably the simplest, yet the most eye-opening. Before this, I never thought twice. I would use them once and throw the roots away. It felt normal. That's what everyone does, right? But one day I tried something different. I placed the leftover roots in a glass of water. I didn't expect much, but within days, they started growing again. Fresh, green, alive. That moment stayed with me. Something I used to throw away was still useful. Now I regrow them again and again. No soil, no effort, no extra cost. And every time I cut them, they come back. It changed how I see waste. How many things do we throw away that still have value? It also changed how I shop. I became more careful, more aware. Because saving money isn't always about buying less. Sometimes it's about using more of what you already have. Green onions made that lesson simple. And once you see it, you can't ignore it anymore. Number 6. Lemongrass. Your daily tea saver. Why buy flavored tea when you can grow it? Lemongrass was something I never planned to grow. It just happened. I used to buy flavored tea sometimes, thinking it was a small comfort. But those small comforts add up over time. Then I planted lemongrass. At first, it felt like just another plant. But one evening, I cut a few stalks and made tea from it. The smell, the freshness, it was completely different. No packets, no artificial flavor, just something natural, simple, real. And from that day, I stopped buying those extra teas. Now, whenever I want something warm and calming, I already have it. There's a certain peace in that, knowing you don't have to depend on something outside. It also made me slow down, enjoy the process, not just the result. Lemongrass didn't just save money, it replaced a habit with something better. And that's when I realized the goal isn't just to spend less, it's to live in a way where you don't feel the need to spend as much. Number 7, tomato plant. Fresh food, zero middleman. Why pay high prices for something so easy to grow? Tomato plants taught me patience more than anything else. I used to buy tomatoes without thinking, every week, without fail. Prices would go up and down, but I had no choice. So I decided to try growing them. At first it wasn't easy. Waiting, watering, checking every day. There were moments I felt like giving up, but then one day the first tomato appeared. Small, but real. And somehow that felt more valuable than anything I had bought before. Over time, more followed. Not a huge amount, but enough to matter. And each one reminded me of something important. When you grow your own food, you respect it more. You waste less. You appreciate more. And yes, you save money too. But more than that, you break free from always depending on rising prices. Tomatoes showed me that even small efforts can create real change. And once you taste something you grew yourself, store-bought never feels the same again. Number 8. Tulsi. Holy basil. Natural health booster. Why rely only on pills? Tulsi was already familiar to me, but I never saw it this way before. It was always there, more as a tradition than a habit. But one day I started using it regularly. Simple things, tea, small home remedies. Whenever I felt a slight cold or stress, I didn't immediately think of medicine. I turned to something natural first, and slowly it made a difference. Not overnight, not dramatically, but in small, steady ways. Fewer minor issues, less dependency on quick fixes, and that changed something in my mindset. I became less reactive and more aware. Tulsi reminded me that not everything needs a fast solution. Sometimes slow and natural works better. And over time that also saves money. But more importantly, it builds trust in simple things. Things we already have but often overlook. Tulsi didn't just help me spend less. It helped me feel more balanced. And that's something money alone can't buy. Number 9. Spinach. Fast-growing nutrition. Why keep buying leafy greens weekly? Spinach was one of the quickest wins for me. Unlike other plants, it doesn't take long. You plant it, and soon it's ready. Before this, I used to buy leafy greens every few days. Fresh, but they never lasted long. Sometimes they spoiled before I could even use them. That always felt like wasted money. So I tried growing spinach, and within a short time I could harvest it myself, just taking what I needed when I needed it. No waste, no rush. That small change made a big difference. I stopped overbuying, stopped throwing food away, and it felt good, knowing everything I picked was fresh and clean. Spinach showed me that saving money can also mean wasting less, not just spending less, but using things better. And once that habit builds, it spreads into other parts of life too. You become more careful, more intentional, and that's where real change begins. Number 10, chili plant. Small plant, big savings. Why buy chilies every week? Finally, the chili plant. The one I underestimated the most. Chilies are something I used almost every day, but I never thought about how often I was buying them. It felt like nothing, just a small add-on during shopping. But those small add-ons, they add up. So I planted a chili plant, and honestly, I didn't expect much, but it kept producing, slowly, steadily. Every few days, there were fresh chilies ready to pick, and just like that, I stopped buying them. It was such a simple change, yet so consistent. That's what made it powerful. Not a big saving at once, but a small saving again and again. The chili plant taught me this. It's not always the big expenses that matter most. It's the tiny ones, repeated over time. And once you take control of those, you start taking control of your money too. In the end, it's not about plants, it's about awareness. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. And when you step back and look at all of this, something shifts inside you. It's no longer just about plants, it's about how you live every single day. Before, I didn't question small expenses. They felt normal, automatic, but now I pause. I think, do I really need to buy this, or can I grow it, reuse it, or avoid it altogether? That one question changed everything. Because the truth is, money doesn't disappear all at once. It fades away in small, quiet decisions. And these plants, they interrupt that pattern. They slow things down, they make you more aware, you start to feel more in control, less rushed, less dependent. Even your space feels different, more alive, more meaningful. You're not just consuming anymore, you're creating, growing, participating. And that feeling? It's hard to put a price on. Over time, the savings become real. You notice fewer unnecessary purchases, fewer wasteful habits, but more than that, you notice a change in yourself. More patience, more intention, more appreciation for simple things. And maybe that's the real payoff. Not just saving money, but building a life where you don't need to spend as much to feel satisfied. All from something as simple as planting once and letting it grow. So here's what I want you to do. Don't try to change everything at once. Just start with one plant. Maybe mint, maybe aloe vera, something simple. Place it where you can see it every day. Water it. Watch it grow. Let it remind you that small changes matter. Because this isn't just about saving money. It's about taking back control, one small step at a time. And if this made you think differently, even for a moment, then don't stop here. Try it, experience it for yourself. And when you do, come back and tell me what changed for you. Because sometimes the smallest decisions create the biggest shifts.